Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So I've just finished the Golden Roses and the Hypno one video, which should hopefully have been released by now. And if it has, I'll make sure to drop it in the comments. So I mentioned in that video that there was another one we're going to do in terms of the Whirligigs, and this is going to be this video. So what I'm going to do is test how good GP per hour the other Whirligigs are, and also test how good profit the Holy Scarab pouch is. Now the Holy Scarab pouch, I think, is quite a new pouch. You might need to correct me because it's one of those which might have been released and I paid absolutely no attention to. But they are quite expensive for how much a summoning pouch is. So they're currently 134k. Now this pouch is made from one of each of the Whirligig shells. But the big problem is that these Whirligig shells are kind of hard to buy. So what I'm going to do in this video is test how much money each of the shells are, but then also make some Holy Scarab pouches, just to see if it's worthwhile you hunting your own Whirligigs and then making them into pouches, or if it's more worthwhile for you just to actually sell the Whirligigs and get other people to make the pouches for you. Now what I'm doing with this as well is testing out the Hypno wand, which I did buy for a stupid amount of money the other episode. This cost me 500 mil, and in terms of Whirligigs, it gives you a 5% increase in the chance of catching. The Hunter Trapper outfit is fantastic for this, as this gives you a chance for double loot also, and any form of double loot or success catch rate is only going to make you more GP per hour. So without further ado, we're going to go and do a smallish sample size. I'm going to do 10 of each Whirligigs, only because after doing the comp requirement for it, it is my form of torture. I do not enjoy it. But I think 10 will be a good enough sample size for us to have a play around with stuff, see what stuff sells for, see how much it's going to cost to make pouches and stuff, and just see if there's enough profit in doing this, because it can be a very viable way to train Hunter, and it can be a very profitable way to train Hunter as well. If these Holy Scarab pouches are selling, and if the other Whirligigs do sell for a decent price as well, then it can be something very viable to do. Now, the reason I've not done this and just sat at the Grand Exchange to buy them is because these Whirligigs are such a low volume thing. Because no one really catches them apart from the golden ones, the prices are all over the place. So what I want to do is, before sort of saying to you guys, look, this is how much profit it is, this is how I do it, I want to just check all the methods just to make sure they are correct as well. So what you do is you put in your flowers into the flower basket. This will then attract your different form of Whirligigs. The plain Whirligigs are always here and are always available. So for this one with the Hollyhock, it's going to attract the speedy Whirligigs. And then basically I'm just going to sit here and hunt away until we get the shards we want. Now I have a maxed out crocodile and all the perks from the store, so I get increased speed, double loot, and a chance of saving flowers as well, which is going to make me more GP. Now for these ones, it's not as important, but for the Golden Roses one, that is pretty much where you're going to make your money, is through the double drops and the saved flowers. But that's basically going to be it. So I'm going to work through all these different sets. I'm only going to hunt 10 of each because it's going to be quite a bit of time to hunt them anyway. And we want to be making sure we can pump some videos out for you guys. So we'll do a 10 of each sample size, and then we'll come back when we are ready to go through anything else. So just load in the Hasty Whirligig, and this is going to be hard with the plain Whirligigs to make sure we get it. Good job I didn't get my allocation of the old plain ones though, because I'm sure we're going to mishunt a couple of these. The colours are very, very similar. But again, nothing too tedious. We're just clicking away, and Crocodile is doing work. So that is the Hasty one done. So we'll remove all from the basket, and now we're on to the irises. So this is for Swift Whirligigs. Again, this one's a little bit different, but again, not too different from the old basic ones. This seems decent XP compared to the rest. 200 apart, but not too bad. So there we go, 10 on all that. No. Remove all flowers. We need to do roses, and then golden roses, and then that should be us done. So the final one is going to be golden roses. Yeah, so the one which was for the irises is actually better XP than the golden ones. So the speeding ones are seeming to be the best XP. So in terms of a summoning pouch, this Holy Scarab is a bit of a pain because like it's needing all these different Whirligigs to be able to do it. And yeah, especially if you're an Iron Man, these would be really annoying. But I just don't know how this could ever make profit, because a Dazzling Whirligig shell itself is like 900k. Right, that's the final one. So as you can see, all of the 6 different Whirligigs we have 10 of. So if we throw all these up, they do look a little pricey. So what I'm going to do is go to the Grand Exchange. We're going to make a couple of pouches first, because I think they're important to see like how much they're going to cost. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be making multiple pouches. I've never made them before, so excuse me if I'm a little bit wrong here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this makes multiple pouches, because it just doesn't make sense for it to be for just one pouch with that kind of price sort of like related to it. But we'll go to Tavily and we'll go and check. To those who saw the penance powder one, we've started to sell one. That's a price check, 100%, but it will go for that price eventually. So going to make the patch now. Going down, it doesn't look as if it needs the actual Dazzling Whirligig, which is good. It just needs all the others, which actually could make this decent profit depending on if we can go and find the prices. So we just need to go to the Grand Exchange. I'm going to go and test the prices and margins for these. The fact it doesn't need Dazzling Whirligigs though is massive, because this makes the pouch viable. We do know how much the pouch sells for. It's 134k. So as long as these sell for like under 134k each, then it could be pretty massive. So let's see how much the Hasty Whirligig sells for. That's 6.8k. We're going to see the Swift Whirligig. That's going to sell for a price of 13.7. The Gliding Whirligig, and again, the cost for all these flowers to use them are dirt cheap. If you do enough like golden rose hunting, these are absolutely like dirt price. Now this one's not going for under 13k, which is a good sign, because it means that you'll probably make some GP with that. A plain Whirligig is hopefully nice and cheap. Okay, and then finally the Speedy Whirligig. If this is cheap, then we'll pretty much be in profit. Right, 15k there, right. So a little bit of speedy maths, and again, we're going to go for slightly higher numbers just so we can like count it in. So 7k for the Hasty, we've got 14k for the Swift, 13.2 for Dazzling, we have 1.1 for Plain, 15.3 for the Swift. So in terms of the prices for all your Whirligigs, you're going to be in for a price of 50.3k. Now, the price for the shards was 153 shards, which is going to be about 4k. So for 54.3k, that's how much you can buy all of the supplies for this pouch. And as you see, the Holy Scarab pouch is sold for 134k. Now, the one thing we did notice though is it didn't sell. So I'm going to put it in for an absolute base price. As you can see, it's not selling. So what I'll probably do, if this was me, I would go slightly lower than what this currently price is at. So let's go something like 128 and then leave it to sell over time. So what I'd probably do is just put it at like 5% under mid. The only reason I said that is because the price I was going for was actually just a bit over mid price, where if we can do it a little bit lower, hopefully that will sell over time as well. This seems like a pouch which doesn't sell often because it seems to be very niche, but it does have that sort of category where it's being sold. I'm pretty sure of it when I've seen some of the Oshus guides, it's been named as like a pouch to take there. But again, that is a very viable way to make some profit with Whirligigs if you want to. Again, you saw some of the prices for the shells. The prices for the flowers are that cheap, you're going to make like 10k easy on the Speedy and the Gliding. So that can be very much worthwhile if you don't want to sort of risk it with the Dazzling Whirligigs as well because of the price of the flowers. But I'm going to make the rest of these pouches. I'm going to throw them in the Grand Exchange to sell over time. And obviously, when they do sell, I will let you guys know. I haven't been the best with this lately because a lot of the money makers we've done, the stuff has sold. I've just forgot to put it in the community tab. But for this one, because I think it's quite important for the whole video, if we do sell, I'll either do another clip at the end where it's sold, or I'll just do a community post, or I'll drop comments as well, just to say they're all gone. But pleasantly surprised with that. Again, it really didn't take me long in terms of time to hunt all of those like Whirligigs. It's just I just can't do it after doing all the comp requirement. One thing you could do though, if you wanted to make these sort of pouches, just go for the Speedy, Swift and Gliding, the expensive ones, and then buy the Hasty and Plain. Like, save your time. Although I would say as well, with like how many misclicks you'll probably do getting like a decent amount of shells, you'll get a fair few plain ones as well. But as you see, decent old money making method there, which I've been meaning to try for a while, but I never really thought it would work because once you sort of look at the list of items you need for it, you're never quite sure if it's correct anyway. But that's going to be in this video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more videos coming to the channel, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it. If you are brand new though, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really, really does help me out. But thank you guys for watching once again. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.